Now, when I think about how to define blockchain, we're ultimately going to focus on crypto and decentralized finance and NFTs. But in order to really understand those, at least have a general understanding of what a blockchain is. And I'll start with this quote first and then tell you a bit more. So a blockchain is, I'll read this out loud and I'll say more about it in a moment. The blockchain is an incorruptible digital ledger. A ledger is just a record of economic transactions, transactions and balances. Think about where you go to look at your bank balances and the transactions that hit your account, for example. This is a digital record that can be programmed not only to record financial transactions, but almost everything of value. And that goes far beyond cryptocurrencies to start to talk about non-fungible tokens and all the excitement in the digital art space that we will talk about as we're going forward. And a basic way to think about this database or record of transactions, it's a method of validating that each transaction is actually validated. And it applies most commonly to cryptocurrencies. You'll also see the word ledger as you saw on the previous screen, but just think of a record like a database or a spreadsheet. But it isn't controlled by a central party. It's not controlled by a bank or government or a private entity. It's managed actually by a network of computers. Any computer that's running the software, the Bitcoin software, the Ethereum software, or any other software for a particular blockchain, they are participating in managing the single source of truth of transactions and balances at any given moment. So what's like a really common understanding of what that might look like? If you have one of these and you are involved at all in a group chat, and you know that everybody's weighing in and they're talking, et cetera, and then at a certain point, you actually delete that group thread from your phone. It doesn't delete it from everybody else's phone because everybody else has a record, a ledger of the communications between the entire group. And until the last person deletes it, and let's forget about Verizon or T-Mobile or the others, but until the last person deletes it from their phone, there is a record that still exists. And that's a rough analogy to how you might think about blockchain. Blockchain is intended to keep the transactional information, the transactions and the balances for each person who holds some Bitcoin. Or you could say the same thing for any blockchain that records crypto transactions.